Fox Weather Correspondent Katie Byrne joining us out of Dallas this morning. So, Katie, earlier we checked in with you. There was actually quite a bit of lightning. So I know you found a more covered area, but maybe lightning threat gone, but the rain, the light rain at least, still kind of lingering.
Yeah, it hasn't let up for a number of hours now, and we're seeing some more people out and about trying to get to work and just walk their dogs, things like that. But if you take a look behind me, you're going to see that rain still coming down. It's definitely in the streets. You're going to notice it. We're seeing some ponding, not so much any kind of flash flooding situation, at least in the downtown where I am, but still something you're going to want to think about if you're going to be driving to wherever you're headed this week for the holiday, which is shaping up to be the busiest travel week of the year. And this was interesting. I heard you guys chatting about the, amount of people who may be driving or flying. AAA is predicting that because of the government shutdown related flight issues, a lot of people may have switched their travels this week to road trips. So maybe doing longer road trips, and then you may get stuck, unfortunately, in some weather, because we know about 2/3 of the country is dealing with some kind of inclement weather this week, whether it be snow, rain. This storm system that we're really at the starting point of here in the Dallas area has already been an interesting one. We have had 1 to 3 inches of rain picked up, depending on where you are. Almost 1 inch here in Dallas. Over in Denton, Texas, they've gotten closer to 2 inches. And then in neighboring areas to there, people saw reported golf ball sized hail. So this is an interesting one. We know that as far as travel, the weather that we've seen this morning definitely making an impact at the airports in Dallas. There's 2 of them, and most flights are still, wow, still got another lightning flash here. Most flights are still on about an hour delay, ground delay, over at the Dallas airports, especially DFW. So something to think about. And of course, this has some people concerned that there's going to be a ripple effect of travel impacts at airports around the country as you hear that rumble of thunder. We know tomorrow, though, is supposed to be the busiest day to fly.
With the recent government shutdown, I think we were kind of worried just in general about flying around this time, and then hearing that there could be weather delays too. Feeling really lucky that we don't have to, that everything's going to plan.
And you hope that that stays the case, but then you worry that maybe not so much when we have this much weather in such a major city, such busy airports here. And then, of course, you think about the domino effect of it all. Dallas flight gets held up, and that plane was supposed to get to Philly, and then that region is now impacted. But interestingly, Dallas just dealt with record rainfall, which is interesting because usually we're in Dallas for heat, droughts, things like that, but they got the most rain that they've gotten in a 24-hour period in the month of November. Just a few days ago, almost 4 inches of rain recorded at DFW. It did cause some minor flooding on secondary roads and some reports of cars spinning out. So something to consider, especially with, this insight that there may be more road trips than usual this year because of people just avoiding the airports. Something to think about because, of course, driving in this, it's not fun. It's just not fun, guys.
Yeah, it's we all go through it. We all experience it. We don't necessarily enjoy it. And Katie, you flew in last night, right? And I think a lot of the sound, the people that we hear from talking about the travel, they were flying out over the weekend, at least when it was relatively quiet. I'm sure this morning, people probably less optimistic.
Yeah. Yeah, I will say last night, very smooth. And yeah, the flyer that you just heard from, we spoke with yesterday. So now this morning, it may be a different story, but there's another flash of lightning. When I flew in last night, no problems, not a single delay. I got in really smoothly and just can't complain at all. But of course, there was a big game last night, and it was interesting because I was coming from Philly, coming to Dallas, and there was an Eagles-Cowboys game. So there's a bunch of Eagles fans here at the hotel. Nobody's happy. The locals are, but not my friends from Philly.
That's right. The Cowboys took the win. Well, and you won in terms of the flight. I think now it's almost more of a conversation, and it's a little bit more weird when everything goes as planned and you don't have a hiccup because we just expect there to be something, right? So we'll see how the rest of the day, the rest of the week plays out. Fox Weather Correspondent Katie Byrne joining us out of a very stormy, wet Dallas this morning. Thanks, Katie.